Of course I'd been over to pick up my cat Mike, but I ripped my pants.
A modern podcast where Chris and Mike talk about TV, movies, superheroes, and everything in between. It's time for Superhero Slate.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Superhero Slate, the show where we run down the latest superhero entertainment news.
We love TV, movies, and superheroes, so let's talk it all out.
My name's Chris Dillard.
My name's Mike Royer.
In this week's show, Thor's Ragnarok brings the rumors. Rogue One fills out some details.
Yes.
The Justice League gets a little cartoony.
Okay.
And more.
All right. Let's. This will be a good show. I kind of like when we get some more DC stuff. Just because we don't really know where that's going in the future. But also, I definitely love when the shows gets rumors, because it's always fun to talk about rumors. It's the best thing. It's funny. We're like a news show, but like talking about the news is less exciting. Like, it's fun talking about the rumors, which we'll get to do today, which is fun.
Yeah, well, if this is a news show, there'd be a lot more. And now back to you, Mike. But we don't do that because we talk about what's been reported and then kind of go from there. This is my second podcast this week. I was on another podcast as a guest on Friday night.
Well, what was that? What have you been doing? You've been cheating on the podcast, man?
I've not. I've been expanding our audience, if you will.
Okay.
I was on another episode of Bagged and Bearded, a podcast about comic books.
I remember you were on that once. Comic books are a thing. I forgot.
Yes. So, the first episode I was on was when Secret Wars launched, Marvel's comic books. And then now that it's ended, they brought me back to kind of talk about the event as a whole.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I thought that event was supposed to be like a summer event, and that thing lasted like a whole year. And I'm usually the type of guy that just buys the one kind of overarching trade that kind of going to be more than one trade.
Well, the thing is, it's actually not. It's just still 9 issues. Everything's fine. The tie-ins are essentially, it takes place on this new battle world, which is like a patchwork of other like Marvel universes. And the main story deals with like the Doctor Doom and all that stuff because he's the god of that world. But the side books are kind of like stories that go on these other like domains. Essentially, like it's like any other comic story. Like, you know, you have Justice League, which maybe like takes over like the whole like the big picture, and then Batman has little stories where he does his own thing in Gotham. So the tie-ins are like those. So I mean, yeah, it's just still gonna be one trade. It's really good. I would recommend it for anyone.
Well, that's good. I was a little nervous about it because I've heard people were just like, this is going on for too long. It's finally over. It's lasted forever. So I wasn't sure what the quality of the Secret Wars event was.
The quality is fantastic because they kept the same writer and artist through the whole book, and caused the delays.
That's good.
Simply because you got one guy pushing out 40-page books, like that's a lot of work for one person.
Oh yeah.
So I would recommend it to anyone interested in comics. It's got a really easy entry level. Like, you don't have to know a lot going in. So that's
always good.
Yeah. So but at the end I told him to listen to our podcast. So
plugs.
That's what matters. Yeah, plug. And they broke me. I have not laughed that hard in a long time, but they broke me on something before we even started recording the show.
Oh man.
But these guys are they work at my comic book store I go to, so they're really chill.
That's always good. It's always good to collaborate with people. So that's awesome. Maybe I'll work myself out of my bedroom at some point in time and collaborate with something. But I don't like people, so we'll have to see how that works.
That's why you do your pickled comics.
I like you, and that's what matters.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. What about you? How's your week been going?
Man, it's been all right. It's raining today in Los Angeles, which is a sight to be seen. Doesn't happen too often. So it's been a bit of a soggy day. I've had some bouts of car trouble that hopefully are out of the way. I don't want to deal with that anymore. It's been a busy Sunday. Usually Sundays are really relaxed and laid back, and it's usually a really good day to record the podcast. But we've been trying to cram a whole bunch of stuff into today, so I'm glad I knew this had to happen. The podcast can never get pushed. It always has to be recorded. People have to have it by Monday, so I'm dedicated to the cause.
You're totally right. I mean, I gave up playing Lego Marvel Avengers to be up here, so I definitely understand giving up things for the betterment of the podcast. But I would recommend that game to people. My initial impressions is it's a great game. It uses the movies to its advantage, and I think the gameplay is better for it.
Oh, that's good.
So, but what about news? You want to talk news? That's what we're here for, right?
You know what? Let's do it. And the biggest, maybe the biggest news this week, or the biggest rumor, is what we're going to start with, and that's the fun one.
Yes, Thor Ragnarok. That is releasing next year, November of next year. The rumor is that there is going to be a Planet Hulk scenario in Thor Ragnarok.
Yes, that's right. And if you have been listening to the show for a while now, I've been saying you're not going to get a Planet Hulk movie. And that still holds true. This is not going to be a Planet Hulk movie. Look, it says Planet Hulk scenario. We're saying scenario here, and I think that makes sense. And I feel like this could work within the story.
Yes, so for those interested, we cannot do a Planet Hulk because Universal still holds distribution rights for a Hulk movie, and they can't do a Hulk solo film. But plus, I don't think he could hold his own film either.
Yeah.
He works better as a, I guess, not an entourage, but an ensemble character. For this rumor, it is that Thor is banished from Asgard due to Loki and villain Hela teaming up, and they destroy his hammer, Mjolnir.
We talked about
Meow
that.
Meow, if you would.
Yeah, we talked about the hammer last week, so that's kind of an adding to the credibility, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, so then he's sent away to a planet where it's gladiator-style battle arenas, where he finds the Hulk has been since the end of Age of Ultron. And that is what Planet Hulk is about, where the Hulk is sent to a planet banished from Earth. He fights his way through the gladiator arenas until he essentially becomes king of that planet. Because it's the Hulk, right? Like, how are you going to beat the Hulk? You can't. And so the Thor and Hulk have to team up to escape the planet and go back and save, I guess, Asgard and the other realms from Loki and Hela.
And I think, I think that works. I don't remember exactly in Planet Hulk if it was indeed a alien planet he was on, or if it was kind of an overworld, kind of like Asgard is. I believe it was a planet. Like,
he sent randomly to space, and he landed on a random planet.
So I think that's kind of how the scenario pops up. I don't think Loki and Hela send him to like another planet. It makes sense that they send Hulk to like a realm, and I could see like gladiators being there from all these different realms and fighting. Maybe I don't necessarily see the scenario of them battling and maybe taking over the planet. I see it maybe as just being maybe the second act of the film or something like that, just something that they have to get through. But I like the idea because we were talking earlier on the podcast before we started recording. I was whipping up our featured image today that like the Hulk in armor just looks so cool because he's already this big old beast, and we're used to him like beating things up with his fists. But it's really, really cool to see him like ironclad, like a warrior in armor and like a knight. So I would love to see that. I like the idea of Thor showing up and Hulk's been there for a while. I think that's kind of cool. So it seems like maybe Loki intercepts Hulk in his little crybaby flyaway jet at the end of Ultron and does some magic to him, possibly.
Well, I don't think so. I don't think Loki knows about the Hulk, because otherwise, I mean, last time he encountered the Hulk, he got beat up really bad.
Yeah.
Like, that was his downfall on Earth. So the rumor is that the Hulk can't really be killed. That's like the worst part. You can't kill the Hulk very well. But he has not he has not changed back to Bruce Banner since the end of Age of Ultron. He's remained in his Hulk form and took the Quinjet through space somehow and got into this planet. They didn't. That's the smallest details we probably have on this. But the biggest thing is that Thor and Hulk have to team up, but the Banner persona starts bleeding back through on the planet while they're fighting their way out.
Yeah, I think this might be the best way to get it to work out. I mean, a Planet Hulk movie we've established several times that I think it would be hard to get a whole film out of that. But people over at Marvel love that scenario. I mean, the Hulk has like a small handful of kind of events that he's involved in where it's totally Hulk related. Planet Hulk is probably his most popular one, so it makes sense to try to work that in. There's no reason to steer away from it. You just got to steer into it when it's like fortunate and when it works for you. So I really love this rumor, and everyone he knows I'm super stoked for this movie just because I love the combination of Thor and Hulk smashing stuff up. So I think this is I don't want to say, it's obviously just a rumor, so we just can't say it's true, but I have to say I like the rumor, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people are leaning like very heavily to this. Like, this is a great idea. Like, this is the way. If you can't have Planet Hulk by itself, this is the way to do it. And I don't think we'll ever get World War Hulk, the causation of Planet Hulk, but that's okay because we want to see the Hulk and Thor team up. The director was talking this week whenever he actually confirmed that Cate Blanchett is in the film. He didn't confirm her role, but he also said that to make this Thor movie work, they kind of have to deconstruct what has been before and kind of create a new Thor film. And I think this is the way to do it, where he has to really fight his way up rather than, like the other films where he just fought his way through things.
Now, can you refresh my memory? In the Planet Hulk storyline, I know... Is it Hulk? I mean, is it Thor or Beta Ray Bill that pops up in one of the fights? I don't remember which character.
So in the comic books, it's actually the Silver Surfer comes to the planet and fights the Hulk and finds him. In the cartoon movie, it is actually Beta Ray Bill, which has direct ties to Thor. Yeah. So depending on which one it is, but the comic book was Silver Surfer, who Marvel at this time that we know of, they cannot use. But wouldn't that be a great way to announce a Fantastic Four, right?
Oh, yeah, that would be crazy. I mean, I like that brings up a whole other thing with Beta Ray Bill. I don't know if that character will ever work on screen just because he's just so crazy. I mean, he barely works in the comic books when I see him. He just looks so weird. But it would be kind of cool to see him in the background. Maybe I think that'd be kind of a fun way to plug him in there. But
they'd definitely have to retool the his race of people from looking like horse people to real people.
Yeah, I always like the little tidbit in Guardians of the Galaxy in the collector's room, because there's that case in the background that kind of looks like there's a red cape hunched over that could possibly be Beta Ray Bill, and I always like to kind of think it is.
Well, the other thing is when at the beginning when Peter Quill's on the planet by himself going for the orb at the very beginning where he's dancing, there's a skull that looks like a Chimelian skull, which is the race of Beta Ray Bill.
Oh, I see.
On a stick. So yeah, I mean, it could be, they could exist. We just don't know yet. But I mean, I think it's a great scenario. Will they pull it page for page from the book and movie? I highly doubt it. But like, it's a great scenario to put Thor and Hulk both in.
And it's
especially without the hammer.
Yeah, and it's fun to talk about. I mean, this is why I love rumors so much, because it brings up these interesting tidbits that we might get. So I love it. I hope something like that happens. But either way, putting both these guys in a movie, super stoked.
Right, and mostly they're going to exist in their movie because they can't be in Civil War, the next Marvel movie. Mostly because, I mean, if you have Thor or Hulk in this movie, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. Like, that's your heavy hitters.
They would definitely have to be on opposite sides to make it work.
But for Civil War, we got some news this week. They're doing the reshoots in LA. That's normal. That's scheduled into every film's production. Makes sense. But look out for actors out there, Mike. Let me know who you see.
I'm always on the lookout. I was breakfast yesterday morning. I saw some people walking around. If you're wearing like sunglasses and a baseball hat, I'm like always looking a little bit extra at you. Like, who are you? What's going on? But I think this was just a normal person because, it's also Southern California and the sun's out. So you never really know what you're going to get.
That's very true. So far, they've shown images of Chris Evans and Chadwick Boseman, Captain America and Black Panther, respectively. So hopefully they're going out there and getting some cool stuff done. Also, we have our first one of our first promo images from Iron Studios. No relation to Iron Man. They create like replica action figures, like 1/6 scale figures,
kind of like Hot Toys.
Yeah, kind of. I think they're Hot Toys have more mobility. I think these are more like statues.
Gotcha.
And this promo image shows essentially looks like a little battle. Like the characters are all in their concept art posing for battle. And what I cannot get over is War Machine's sword.
Is it a sword? Yeah, it's kind of
because flying upwards with a sword.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see because it looks like you see him from the back, and it does seem like either like a sword or an axe or it's something.
It's a sword because the pop vinyl has a sword, and it shows a little bit. But like seeing it now in promo images, like why is this guy with a bunch of guns have a sword?
I think just because it's cool. I mean, I think it's just like, this is a comic book movie. Can we give a guy in an iron suit a sword? Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Let's just see him hit somebody with it. That's kind of cool, though. Yeah, I didn't notice that, but that could be kind of cool. I'm more noticing Ant-Man, just because like we haven't gotten really any Ant-Man with Civil War except for at the end of his own movie where they kind of mention him in that scene. So I'm kind of looking forward to maybe a trailer or some sort of piece of promotional something where we get a little bit more Paul Rudd, because I want to see kind of how he incorporates with the team.
So there are two that you make a great point. Do you remember the Hawkeye image I sent to you a long time ago with his head cut off?
His head cut off.
Remember,
okay, from like the shoulders down, yeah.
Ant-Man was on his shoulder.
Okay.
So now that we know Ant-Man's in here, I can tell you this. But that's why I edited that photo. I didn't want to give you any idea.
That was from way back when. That's right.
Also, you see the Falcon's drone, Red Wing, in the upper left-hand corner. It's a robotic drone. It's really cool looking. The D23 footage leaked this week from actually like last year.
Oh, really?
And they showed that it fires out of his backpack.
Oh, okay.
His wings.
Did you get a chance to see that footage in full?
Well, I saw what they uploaded, so it was probably, I guess, I don't know, maybe 90% of it. A lot of it's from the trailer, so nothing new, but except for that part.
Yeah, because I mean, I think we're going to talk about this towards the end of the show, but I feel like we got to get another trailer here soon.
Yeah, there is. And one more thing, if you look in the V of Civil War, you see Agent 13, a.k.a. Sharon Carter.
Oh, yeah.
The supposed niece of Peggy Carter. So she's starting to make her way into promo art.
Yeah, but
but very, very, very minimal.
And that's my speculation of who might die, because we've heard rumors that somebody is dying in this movie, and last week I wouldn't let you tell me what people are thinking,
yep.
But like if it had to be any character that they knock off, it would be this person that they hide behind a letter.
So yeah, whatever you want. I want to thank Jim and Tier. He reached out to me for the information, so I was glad I was shared with him, so he knows. I also have a tidbit about Ant-Man from some toys.
Ooh, okay. What do
but
we got?
I don't know if you want it. Do you want to know? This could be this is spoiler territory.
Oh, man.
But it's toys, so toys can go both ways. I've seen them make during the first Ant-Man Lego wave. They had a black suit Ant-Man, which never appeared in the film. So,
you know what? Nope, I don't want it.
That's fine.
Like we always say, if you want to go over a level that I am at, where I don't want to get these spoilers, just tweet Chris at Valdan VALDAN. He'll give you all the juicy goods. He's like the post show. He's like the post podcast information gathering machine.
I should do a show like after this where I just record all the spoilers I didn't talk about. At minute 13, this is what I was referring to.
Yeah, that's an idea.
But Civil War, it looks great. Some test audiences are saying that this is the best Marvel movie to date. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited. I want to see a trilogy film succeed, and I really want it to be Captain America.
Oh yeah.
So, great. Who we're not seeing in the promo art is Spider-Man.
Yeah, man, he is the big question mark. I mean, I'm excited, but it's good. It's good that we're not seeing anything yet. It's good, but like, man, I want it.
Do you want to see Spider-Man or Ant-Man more in the next trailer?
Man, I want to see a little bit more Ant-Man, but like, everybody knows Spider-Man's going to be in a movie. If they don't want to reveal the goods, the juicy goodness that is Spider-Man in the trailer, give us a little tease. Give us like a web shooting across the screen. That's all I need. I just need like official confirmation, like with my eyeballs that there's some sort of bit of Spider-Man in the movie. That's all I want. Like I can wait until the release of the movie, but give me a little something. Give me like the Vision eyes opening at the end of the Ultron 2 trailer or something. Give me something like that.
I think we're going to see Peter Parker before we ever see Iron Man, is my guesstimation.
You mean Ant-Man?
So, no. I think we'll see Peter Parker, the boy, rather than the Spider-Man suit.
Okay. Oh, well, you said Iron Man.
Oh, I meant Spider-Man. I'm sorry. There's too many dash mans in this going on. I'm very confused.
It's all right. When there's too many men on screen, you get a little flustered, Chris.
Do I ever? my heart is a Twitter.
But I have a feeling you were trying to bring up some news here, and I just kind of stonewalled you.
You did. I forgot. I didn't even mention Spider-Man is in IMAX 3D release worldwide. They've confirmed that the movie releasing July, I believe, 7th of 2017 will get an IMAX 3D worldwide release.
Yeah, not the biggest news in the world, but you'll get to see a little bit in IMAX there, so that's cool.
Yes. So I mean, it's not huge, but it's something for Spider-Man fans to look forward to. Mm-hmm. But if you're not so much on the Spider-Man side, let's talk about Marvel's Most Wanted, the TV show that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, what's going on here? This was supposed to be that Mockingjay? No, not Mockingjay, Mockingbird. And
this
what's
is the
the
Mockingbird Hunter.
Yeah, that's
spin-off.
Right. Those two people.
So they have cast a character called Dominic Fortune, the actor Delroy Lindo. Hardest name to say, honestly. I couldn't say my name was Delroy Lindo. Been cast as Dominic Fortune. In the comics, Dominic is a 1930s adventurer who loves handguns and women, but judging by this, he may look like a police officer of sorts.
Yeah, he's throwing off that police officer vibe. I can't recall anything this actor has been in off the top of my head, but he looks like he's been a cop in like probably every movie you've ever seen. He's got the totally bald head. He's got the big old mustache. I mean, either way, this is a character that I don't think too many people are familiar with. So I think that kind of works well on TV that they can bring in these characters.
See, I think it comes from he was in detective in Gone in 60 Seconds, and then he was also in a TV series called Chicago Code, which I think is like a
that's like a
law
cop, yeah,
show.
like a cop show. Yeah, he pulls out the cop vibe, that's for sure.
Yeah, so that's cool. I'm glad they're casting. That means they're more serious about it. So that means we'll probably be getting more information and maybe a pilot leak fairly soon. But so yeah, Marvel's Most Wanted moving right along. I still haven't caught up with Agent Carter. I missed last week's, like I said, but I'm really excited to watch more of it, honestly. That show's season 2 is mind-blowing. So if you don't want to watch it on TV and you're on Netflix, Marvel's Luke Cage has some information for us.
Yeah.
So a new image from Jessica Jones's Twitter kind of speculates at a November release date.
Yeah, I think it's kind of more than a speculation. I mean, we're looking at an official staged photograph with the Jessica Jones logo overlaid that says their case files, and it says Cage-November. I mean, this isn't anything that we saw when Jessica Jones came out beforehand. This is like a tweet that like just happened, and we're seeing that November. I think that's basically confirms in November.
See, I'm gonna go the other way and say I can't say it confirms anything because Netflix usually doesn't give us a date until 3 months out. And I'm pretty sure Luke Cage is close to being done filming, and I don't. There's just something about November that seems really, really far off for this show.
Well, I mean, we're getting Daredevil here in just a little over like 6 weeks or something like that. So
right. So it was an 11-month turnaround for Daredevil. Why do we need to wait a year for Luke Cage when it's almost done filming?
Man, you just can't have it as soon as you want it. They're gonna make you wait. They're gonna make you salivate over it.
And I don't know. It's just maybe a little bit because it brings us to our next point. So if Luke Cage is in November, that means that they've cast Iron Fist, and I believe we talked about this last week. Do you remember talking about this?
Yeah, a little bit.
That they cast Iron Fist. We just don't know who it is.
Yeah, we're just waiting.
Yes. So Marvel's Iron Fist has gained a writer, and Scott Reynolds, who was on Jessica Jones, and he's done some Dexter episodes, but I think they need Iron Fist in Luke Cage to kind of tie that friendship together, much like Luke Cage was in Jessica Jones. So maybe there's some... Once they announce the casting for Iron Fist, they will film those missing Luke Cage scenes, and that would give us a November release date.
Yeah, maybe. That's possible.
Does that make sense? Because I feel like the only other connecting thread we have is Rosario Dawson's Claire Temple.
Yeah.
And...
Well, I mean,
I feel like you can't have Luke Cage without an Iron Fist.
Yeah,
maybe that's why.
Well, schedule-wise, since obviously it takes forever to get these dates from Netflix, are we thinking basically spring this year we get more Daredevil, fall this year we get Luke Cage, Next year in the spring, we get Iron Fist, and then are we thinking Defenders next fall, next winter?
If that is their current release date schedule, probably. I just don't see Luke Cage falling on the same date, the same month as Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could see that, but if it comes out too much sooner, like if it comes out, see here, I mean October. I mean, it just seems weird. What's the point of this photo if they're saying November? It just doesn't make any sense.
It could be. I think there could be a code name. Maybe something is from November, or maybe it's tied in. Jessica Jones promoted Luke Cage in November of last year. They're I don't know. There's so much. To me, it doesn't feel like November because you don't want your Luke Cage competing with your Doctor Strange.
Well, unless it's like the very beginning of the month. Maybe it's just like the first Friday in November. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we that's the thing, we don't know. And that's what bothers me is it's just a little the first week in November is Doctor Strange. It's November 4th. That's what I thought.
Oh.
So, it doesn't leave a lot of November left for them.
Who knows? It's weird. Maybe Marvel's just like, no, our fans have been good. Let's give them a new movie and a new Netflix series all at once. I don't know, but it's weird if they put this out with no real reason. But it's kind of cool that the Jessica Jones Twitter page is like even referencing Luke Cage a little bit more even after the show's been out. So
yeah, I totally agree. So is that image pulling up for you? I guess I'm sorry. I'm having problems pulling the image up.
Yeah, I mean, I got it. It says Luke Cage, or it says Cage. Cage is highlighted. -November.
Oh, there it is. Okay, that was it was from the 25th. But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it was. I just don't see it being the same month, but that's fine. If they need to film scenes with the Iron Fist, they have that time frame to make up with. So, Iron Fist, pretty awesome. Luke Cage, pretty awesome. We are in for a hell of a year, and it starts in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, man. Ooh.
Next year, Marvel 2017 kicks off with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
In 8K.
Yeah, well, they'll probably scale it down, but yes, they will be filming in 8K, as we know. The in-credit sequence is scripted already, per James Gunn.
All right, that's good.
Now, the question I have there, do you think he means post-credit sequence, as in the very end, or the one there, the little tie-in that everyone has after the credits? Like, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, it was Groot dancing.
Man, I don't know. I would expect that the post-credit scene in this Guardians movie that's coming next year, I feel like would be a lot more substantial. It's very cosmic-oriented. I feel like it's going to tie in something pretty serious. Are we going to tie in to Captain Marvel? That would be kind of cool. Are we going to bring Thanos in? Maybe we're going to see a shot of Thanos in his ship flying towards Earth. Who knows? But I feel like Guardians is going to pull a little bit more weight this time around since it's proved itself and everybody freaking loves it. So
my theory is the first in-credit sequence just kind of builds on its own little universe. So like you said, it could be a tie into another Guardians something or other. But then the second credit sequence, the one that references the larger Marvel universe, is always referencing a movie 2 releases ahead. So an example being Iron Man 3 referenced Winter Soldier, and so on and so forth. Guardians, I guess 2 before. It referenced 2 before. My math is horrible on this. It's not the next one, it's always one after that. So could it reference Thor Ragnarok?
No, I don't know.
Because the Asgardians visited the Collector in the first in-credit sequence of Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, I suppose. Man, I don't know.
Which was technically 2 movies. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
These end credit sequence either way are usually pretty fun, but I don't know. I just feel like Guardians of the Galaxy has a bigger audience now. People love Chris Pratt even more than they did before since Jurassic World came through. So they could put something pretty big in this end credit scene.
Yeah, so I guess what did the Guardians 1 end credit sequence? There's Dancing Groot and then Howard the Duck.
Yeah, so we didn't really
get nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, we didn't really get much building there, but it was fun either way. So I think they're gonna pull some weight this time around, basically.
Yeah, I take it back. Howard the Duck will return. That's what it is. That's what it is.
I think we're okay if he just stays where he is.
But he'll just be there for a couple of seconds to just poke fun at somebody. But also for the movie, rehearsals are currently going on since the script has been, they had a table read this week, and they're rehearsing, and James Gunn's been really sharing a lot of this stuff. I feel he'll go pretty quiet once the production started, which is pretty soon. So I'm glad to see kind of what he's doing right now until that starts.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing that we could do right now is send all the good vibes your way, Chris. And I think eventually you should direct one of these movies, and then I can just go on set. I'm just going to put all my eggs in your basket.
Okay, great. I will use you as our promotional art director. So,
all right,
you're hired. You're hired.
Yeah, let's just make a Marvel movie. It's not that hard, right?
I've actually made one.
Yeah.
And my first student film I ever did was based on my character of the century.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. You told me afterwards that you were struggling with the After Effects on that one for a while.
Well, mostly because school computers sucked.
But I think honestly, if we're gonna make our own Marvel movie, we're gonna have to move past After Effects.
Yeah, we're going straight into. I don't know what they use now.
That's if we don't know what they're using now, I think we're pretty shit out of luck.
We'll do it all in camera. We're not using effects.
Yeah, we'll do it all in camera, and we'll do it Roger Rabbit style, where if there's any effects, we'll just literally draw it.
Rotoscope it.
We'll draw it. We'll draw it onto the film cell.
Yes, because we'll have to digitize it. We'll have to go digital to film, and then draw it on, and then back to digital.
It's a whole deal. How about we just stick to the podcast?
Okay, well, speaking of films that deal with practical effects, let's bring it back here. Bring it back. Star Wars, yes. The Force Awakens.
No, not The Force Awakens, yeah.
Let's do 7, the last one.
What's going on?
So, the home release is in April per Amazon. So what we reported several weeks ago, that this movie will be available for purchase in April, is pretty much confirmed by Amazon. They have been sending out emails saying that you can get it in April. That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, so with this April release, we can kind of start to judge when we think Star Wars is going to exit the theaters. You can always kind of pick a date when the movie will kind of leave all the major release theaters. It trickles behind. It'll stay in like budget theaters and dollar theaters and stuff like that, and even some other theaters will keep it around just because they can. But I kind of did the math because I've been really keeping track of this worldwide box office mojo, because I want to see Star Wars reach that 2 billion mark, and even more, I'd love to see it just tip over Titanic into that second spot. I'm not too sure if it's going to happen. I think it has to do like $50 million every week until it's out of the theaters, and I think that's kind of cutting it close for it kind of losing its steam now. So I'm hoping before it comes out in April we can get to that 2 billion mark. I think that'd be awesome for the movie.
Yeah, so I mean it really depends, because right now as it stands, it is 200 million away. So whatever that kind of math is, if it would have to get 50 million for 4 weeks a month if it stayed in for a month. It's got 10 million. It was actually number 3 in America this weekend still. So Kung Fu Panda was number 1, sadly, and The Revenant beat it.
Man,
I guess Oscar award season's really helping those films.
I just want to know what you got against Kung Fu Panda, man. Jack Black as a Kung Fu Panda, that's awesome. I don't like the
3 things I would not mix.
I don't like the silence over there.
I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, if anybody wants to talk to me about Kung Fu Panda, they can talk. But we can have a conversation.
You can get the movie pre-ordered for $20. Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Right.
I guess is another thing I want to point out. So if you want to go ahead and get it now and get it in April, which is great. That's 4-month turnaround's huge. Hardly any movie does a turnaround like that, that big at least.
Yeah.
So I'm really surprised.
I bet they sell a couple dozen copies.
Yeah, the 10 cases of the original trilogy, the original 6 movies, like the ones they just re-released, the Blu-ray versions are $10 at Best Buy this weekend. So just to point that out.
They're probably already drafting concept art of what the this gigantic 3-part saga will look like in a box set. They're just like, oh, we can't wait to sell that box set.
what really pisses me off when they sell the box set of all 7 movies and then all 8 movies has a different box set and then all 9 movies have a different box set. I'm like, why not just wait? You've already announced 3 more. Like don't do box sets until you have them all.
Well, man, when the third one drops, they might be selling like 4K Blu-rays by then. So it could be like a 4K box set.
They do have 4K Blu-rays, so but you have to have a 4K Blu-ray player, which is stupid. But that's neither here nor there. 8K Blu-rays is what we need, so we can watch that Guardians.
Exactly.
That raw
yeah, we want to see it raw, uncolor corrected. I want it in its pure natural state, where Rocket Raccoon is just a green man in a green suit.
So yeah, I totally agree. But after that, we have Star Wars 8. Have you heard about Star Wars 8?
I've heard that it is a movie.
That has no title yet, so that sucks that we have to call it 8.
Mm-hmm.
Gwendoline Christie today confirmed that she will be back for Star Wars 8.
Mm-hmm.
She was Captain Phasma, one of the more underrated, overrated characters in the film, we feel.
Yeah, we'll get a little bit more Chrome Trooper. I always thought it was a silly criticism when people were so bummed that they didn't get more Chrome Trooper in the movie, and it's just like, well, that's because you trusted the promo posters a little bit too much. I mean, even in the trailers, you didn't get a whole lot of her. I mean, you just got like some snippets here and there. You know, it's not like you ever saw like a tease for like a big fight scene with the Chrome Trooper. So just relax. The Chrome Trooper will be coming back. We'll get something pretty cool out of it.
Well, I hope so. I think it comes down to. I mean, even I was disappointed in how she was used overall. I think it's not that she had a little bit. It's just how they kind of treated it. Like, oh, we're gonna throw you in the trash compactor. Like, okay, great. Now, that's another story for a different day. But she's coming back. We're gonna get a Chrome Trooper. Great. But until Star Wars 8, we have Rogue One, a Star Wars story to tide us over.
Yeah, I'm stoked for this.
And then we got this is some big news for this one this week. So, Death Troopers will appear. They're apparently stormtroopers clad all in black.
Oh, that's so cool. No, I don't know what I was.
I hope they don't put them on the poster, then don't use them.
I don't know what I don't know what I was truly expecting, because I wasn't sure what a Death Trooper was before we started recording the show. So I went and did a little Googling, and I did the very high level, no really in-depth look of what they are. I just Googled Death Trooper and I looked at Google Images, and they looked like zombie stormtroopers. And I was like, are we getting zombie stormtroopers in this movie? That would be insane. So it's cool that we're getting all black stormtroopers, but I thought you were going to tell me zombie troopers and I was about to lose it. But so I'm a little sad, but I guess all blacked out stormtrooper could be cool.
Yeah, like, so Death Troopers are like more the elite troopers that you don't hear anything, like the Black Ops stormtroopers.
So they're not zombies?
No, what you're talking about is the novel Death Troopers, where it's essentially kind of like the movie Alien 3, where they're in a prison and a virus breaks out that's lethal. So yeah, either way, Death Troopers, really excited to see what they bring to the table. Secondly, Darth Vader will have a larger impact than we previously reported.
Okay.
More than him just being there in the background in a couple scenes. Like, he will probably, maybe be a driving force on the group trying to find these rebels with the plans for the upcoming Death Star.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine Darth Vader. I mean, he's a big baddie. He's scary. Only like a Jedi can really take him on. So I do imagine him being a big force, but I imagine the rogues, since they're kind of it's kind of like a heist, they're trying to steal plans, I imagine that they're doing everything in their power to stay away from him. So I could see like Vader sending troops out after them, or maybe Vader like kind of chasing them down, but they do not want to cross paths with him. So I could kind of see him being like a really cool like steamrolling force that they try to stay away from. But I don't think we're going to get a lot of hand-on-hand fist-to-fist combat between him or anything like that. But did you ever think we would get a new Star Wars movie with Darth Vader in it? I mean, we kind of got him. We got him a little bit in the third prequel movie at the very, very end. But it's so crazy that we're getting kind of like classic Darth Vader again. Whoever would have thought that would ever happen?
You're right, and I think that's the hardest thing to wrap my head around, is like Darth Vader returning to the screen in a time before we saw him in the other movies.
Yeah, I mean,
this is like the missing years, where the only territory we have is from the Star Wars Rebels TV show, and I don't even know how to feel about that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's Vader classic. Bring him back. I think it's going to be cool.
Yeah, what he could be doing is, again, hiring bounty troopers or bounty hunters to hunt down the squad, like Boba Fett, who could rumoredly make an appearance in this.
Okay, yeah, we still got to figure out where Boba Fett fits into all these stories. My theory is that Boba Fett is going to be in Han Solo's solo movie. I don't think Boba Fett's going to get his own movie, so maybe we'll see Boba Fett more in that.
So yeah, I think he'll actually be in, if any, Rogue One before that, simply because if in the Clone Wars cartoon series, which is technically canon, Boba Fett is already like in. Young Boba Fett is in with the bounty hunters pretty deeply, and they're used a lot by the dark side, I guess, of the Force to get items of importance. So I think Boba Fett making an appearance could be it, but I don't think we need him. I honestly don't think we need him in either movie, to be frank. So that's just my take. And lastly, a character actor, Alan, is that Tudyk?
Yeah, I believe it's Tudyk.
Will play a droid. He will be the voice of a droid in Rogue One.
Yeah, he was the pilot in Firefly. He had that really popular Indiegogo campaign to do that Kanban mini web series that I still want to see. I haven't got around to seeing it, but Alan Tudyk's a pretty cool guy. He's funny, so I'm glad they're bringing him in to play a droid.
Yeah, I think. I mean, is he British? Is that no, or is he not British? I don't remember.
The only thing I've seen him in, he's had an American accent. So I'm pretty positive he's American.
Well, I always think A Knight's Tale, and that's my problem.
Maybe he was throwing out an accent for you there. Apparently, it was enough to fool you.
And then he was a pirate in Dodgeball.
Yes, can't forget that unforgettable pirate role.
He's from Texas, so he's an American actor. So yeah, I could totally see he's got a great voice. I think it'd be fit for the droids that live in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, especially to match C-3PO, which is the one we all think of.
Yeah, I mean he's a nerd geek universe staple, so it makes sense to put him in a Star Wars movie.
Yes. Well, that's it on Star Wars. Let's get on to another movie that's coming up, and I don't know how to feel about it yet. I'm excited. Batman v Superman.
Batman v Superman. Yeah, I know. But before we kind of jump into the news, we can talk about that a little. I kind of feel the same way. We talked a lot about that last trailer we got, a while ago. We talked a lot about how we felt like it gave us too much. And they do not stop giving us more and more. Every week, there's more promos. There's more magazine shots. There's more covers for Empire Magazine. Like, I thought Empire Magazine only put out one magazine a month. It seems like they're putting out 4 a week with all the different DC stuff we're getting on the cover. Like, I've had so much of this movie. Like, it's so funny. Like, I imagine the scenario, like, back at Comic-Con when they released the logo, just the logo for this movie. I love watching that, that little cam from the crowd at Comic-Con. It gives me chills every time I see that logo pop up, and the crowd just goes crazy. I mean, batshit. I wish I could have been in Hall H when I was there for Comic-Con when they announced that. It was the electricity through the room would have been amazing. Everybody was clamoring for the movie. They couldn't believe it. That's all they needed. That's all they needed to sell this movie was just a logo. Kind of like Star Wars. All we needed to know is that they're making more Star Wars. And Star Wars did the right thing. They just gave us a little bit. They gave us a little bit of the goods. And then we loved the movie. And then with Batman Superman, they're just cramming it down our throats. Like, do you love it yet? Do you love it yet? Do you love it yet? Like, no. Stop it.
Do you, I guess the thing is, I don't know what they could possibly show us that could ruin any surprise in this movie more than the last trailer. And then they give us this new set of images this week where they tease the arrival of Darkseid, one of DC's biggest villains.
Yeah, it's just
the DC equivalent of Thanos or vice versa, whichever side you want to be on. I don't care. But they pull no punches on revealing Darkseid in a future kind of Earth where he's in control.
Yeah, so I guess let's talk about this image a little bit. So it looks like it's from a magazine spread, right? Is that what we're talking about here?
Yes, I think this is from Empire or something that's coming up. I can't go back and find the exact publication name, but yes.
But either way, you look at this. This gives off the similar scene that we see in the trailer where it's desert Batman with his like Batman goggles or whatever, and there's like those little bug creatures flying around, and we talked about that this could be like a dream sequence. This could not be something that's actually happening in the movie, and this is kind of the vibe it fits. And if you're looking at the scene too, you're seeing the city in the distance just crumbled to ashes. There's nothing left, and there's like fire and brimstone in the background. It looks like a very post-apocalyptic world setting. So it's just like, is there a point in Batman Superman where a city gets totally decimated and looks like this? Because this looks like it's been weathered for a while. So it almost looks like, is this like a post-credit scene? Is this a dream sequence? Like, what are we even looking at here? This does not look like it could organically pop up in the movie, is basically what I'm saying.
So this is called the nightmare scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that leads credence to credence that it is a dream sequence.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, I've sent this to a lot of people, and what you don't see is the Omega symbol punched out in the ground very prominently. The Omega symbol is the symbol of Darkseid, one of the biggest villains. And it's Empire that the image is from, by the way. And I just can't fathom why they would show this as well, or how this dream sequence plays into it. My theory is Wonder Woman's lasso of truth is a lot like Scarlet Witch's powers.
Yeah, maybe like you're thinking maybe somebody's kind of peering into the future, some sort of magic is happening. Like I was thinking maybe Superman is kind of tapping into his Kryptonian technology, kind of like how he did in the Superman movie, where he was talking to his daddy in hologram form or whatever. I don't really quite remember. Maybe there's some sort of technology or magic or power peering into the future.
I think this isn't Superman. I think this is Batman specifically.
Oh yeah, that's definitely Batman standing there.
And I just don't know. And it kind of leads credence to those creatures of flying things are parademons, because those are Darkseid's creations. From the other trailer. I don't know how I feel about this. The more I look at it, the more I'm just like, what's going on? Like, you can shove more in our faces, but that's not making me like you even more.
Yeah, it's just like we all could have assumed we were going to get Darkseid at some point in time. Darkseid's kind of like the creation that's kind of going to be comparable to Thanos in Marvel, or I guess Apocalypse in X-Men. It's just like a big tough guy that's going to just wail on some superheroes. So we're all expecting Darkseid at some point in time, but it's just like, why we don't stop. Just stop giving us so much stuff. And it's just like, it's not necessarily something you can totally avoid. I mean, this is published in a magazine. I mean, like, this isn't necessarily a spoiler so much. It's just like, just knock it off. The movie's coming out soon. Just lay low for a second. Give us something else.
Yeah.
Give us like character posters or something. Just give us anything that's not just blowing shit out the water.
Yes, and we'll touch on that later. I have some stuff on that at the end of the show. But also some news. Wonder Woman is 5,000 years old and retired from fighting when the film starts.
All right. I'm guessing we might get a little bit backstory to that in the Wonder Woman movie that comes out afterwards, maybe why she retires.
Yes, so I don't know much other than that, but she is definitely looking good for 5,000 years old, that's for sure. But after Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice settles, after Wonder Woman settles, Justice League launches late 2017. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Because
why not? They're throwing everything else at us. Let's get ready for it.
Because we're gonna get a cartoon before we get the movie.
Yeah, I mean that kind of makes sense. Like, you got to get the little kiddies excited.
So this new cartoon's coming for Cartoon Network. It focuses on the big three: Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Other characters will appear, but it doesn't focus on them nearly as much. However, the biggest news is Mark Hamill will return as the Joker for this show.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool.
And Kevin Conroy will return as Batman for this show.
Oh, those are the big guys. Those are the big guys when it comes to DC animated. And even if we're worried about this feature universe that's going to be on the big screen, I feel like we can trust DC when it comes to animated movies, because they have a stellar track record. I mean, holy crap. They put out awesome animated movies. They put out awesome animated shows. Batman the Animated Series. I mean, Justice League series went on forever in like kind of a couple different incarnations, if I remember right. So I'm totally on board with this. Bring it on. I'll watch the hell out of it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with this is it's 11-minute episodes. I don't know how what that means for the tone of the show. Mm-hmm. But it like Teen Titans Go is the current cartoon show they have that runs in 11-minute episodes, and that's goofy as hell. They've cast Weird Al to voice Darkseid in that show. So I don't know. I mean, it's glad to see Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy returning. James Woods will be Lex Luthor, and Diedrich Bader will be Booster Gold as well. So,
all right, let's do it.
They're focusing a little bit on that. So let's see. We don't have a release date yet, but I'll keep people posted.
Keep me posted, man.
And like you mentioned, if we don't have Darkseid, we have Apocalypse. X-Men Apocalypse gives us a new preview image this week.
Yeah, of a car I've never heard of before. Oh, it's a Kia. Yes. It's a Kia.
It's a Kia KX5. It's a foreign poster. But what we see here is Storm, Professor X in his I guess wheelchair and baldness in his signature suit. Magneto in his it looks like an armored red attire. I think we've seen briefly before. Beast and Quicksilver. We don't have a lot. We haven't seen a lot of Apocalypse stuff since the last trailer. Interesting that they did use these people for a Kia ad.
I think the only thing that we could possibly pull out of this is this might be the first time. Maybe not. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But is this the first time we've seen Quicksilver in a getup, in like an official team suit?
He was in the trailer in a team suit.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the first time I'm noticing it then. But yeah, so I guess there's really not much to take away from this, except this is it's a weird looking car, and I'm not buying it.
yeah, guys, just take a look at this. You might need a car if your light comes back.
Oh no! Don't jinx me! Don't jinx me! Knock on some wood. Knock on some wood for me, and I want to hear it.
The person who I'll knock on wood. Here we go. There you go.
Thank you.
On wood. So. The mutant that we don't know if he'll appear in Apocalypse or not is Wolverine. And Wolverine owes us one more movie. And Wolverine 3, the script is almost finished per Hugh Jackman, and filming is to commence later this year. And the release date is still March 3rd, 2017. So we're coming up on a year away from the Wolverine 3. The last supposed outing for Hugh Jackman.
Did you see? I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head, but I believe Hugh Jackman said that he kind of likes the idea of Taron Egerton possibly taking over his mantle.
Yes, mostly because they're both in the movie that comes out this week, Eddie the Eagle. So they're both starred in that movie, and that's probably why he said that.
Man, Taron Egerton.
If I was a Batman,
Taron Egerton's so hot right now. Everybody wants him in everything. People think he would make a good Han Solo. People think he would make a good younger James Bond almost. People think he could possibly take over the helm for Mission Impossible. I mean, holy crap! Kingsman really launched his career into the stratosphere. He people want him in everything now. So I think that's really, really cool. Makes me a little worried that maybe Kingsman 2 might be his last Kingsman movie, because it seems like he can go on to bigger budget things, but maybe he can skyrocket Kingsman into a gigantic franchise. But either way, Taron Egerton, he is on everybody's list right now.
See, that's the thing. I don't think Kingsman technically even needs a sequel or needs to be a franchise as a whole. I will give it. I'm glad they're doing it too, but he's going on to do Robin Hood origin story after Kingsman too. I just think Kingsman doesn't need to go on forever. It's one of those kind of Kick-Ass. I don't want it to see it fall flat on its second outing simply because they wanted to make another one rather than the fact that they knew they had nothing to go on.
Gotcha.
So, but oh well. Instead, Wolverine may appear in Deadpool, coming out in less than 2 weeks.
Think he might get a little cameo?
I think so. I mean, he was in. I mean, Deadpool was in his movie, so he'd be in Deadpool's movie. So, but for Deadpool, Colossus stays in metal form for the whole movie.
I'm okay with that.
I don't have a problem with that either, but that was the confirmation for the week, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, and it just gives us a chance to get a little bit more excited about Deadpool, because it's coming up. And if you're a guy out there, or if you're a lady with a special man in your life, maybe you got a chance to watch that Deadpool PSA and check for testicular cancer while you can.
He has another one where you check for breast cancer.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, that's the later one. So he's been doing a bunch of PSAs for that. I mean, this people are taking it to a whole new level. We're going to talk a little bit about him here in a second on our last segment. But he has a special treat for people next weekend. And we'll talk about that. But Deadpool, less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, we'll be recording our spoiler cast, hopefully. And I am ready to see Deadpool. I'm ready to kick this year off in the best manner possible. Now on to a movie that really doesn't. I guess it's. I don't know how it fits in here. I like Blade Runner. Blade Runner was a good movie.
Okay.
But Blade Runner 2 starts filming in July with Harrison Ford returning.
All right. I guess Harrison Ford. I just assumed he's a curmudgeon that doesn't really want to go back and do older projects. But he was in Star Wars. Maybe they'll kill him off in Blade Runner 2. Like, hey, I'm just going to return to all my old franchises so they can kill me off. I'm going to come back for Indiana Jones 5 so they can kill me. That would be pretty hilarious, but
he gets a lot of money from these movies. I'm glad they're focusing on nostalgia.
I mean, this is no bad marks for Blade Runner, but I've only seen the movie once, and it was a long time ago, probably like when I was in high school. So I don't really remember much what happened in the movie. So I don't really have much opinions on Blade Runner. I should go back and watch the movie. I know it's I know people love it and it's supposed to be good sci-fi, but I've heard people don't want the sequel, but maybe they'll be a little bit more excited if Harrison Ford's coming back. And I think Ridley Scott's returning for it, right?
I don't think he's doing this one, no. It's not on his schedule.
Oh, I thought he was.
He can't do Alien Covenant and Blade Runner.
He can do it all. He's going to cram it all in before he kicks the bucket.
I doubt it. I just don't see it. I don't know who's in charge of that one. So I think he's approved it, but they haven't given us anything solid. So.
Either way, I think we should move on to this last segment, because this is a fun segment. This is kind of more speculation, which is always my forte, the fun part I like to have.
Yes, Super Bowl next weekend. I know the Broncos are versus the Panthers. I think that's North Carolina versus Denver.
You are farther along than I am. I was going to have to Google that before to know who was going to be it.
My boss told me. That's how I know this week.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not really into sports, are you? I'm like, no, sir. I just like the commercials.
I'm into the trailers.
So, Super Bowl trailers last year was a disappointment. I remember talking about them. Kind of a huge disappointment on the superhero front. We covered them a little bit, but for this year, I want to talk about what could be next week, because I don't know when we're going to record, and you guys will probably be listening to the day after, so I want to talk about it now.
Yeah.
On what we think will happen. So for WB, Warner Bros. And DC, there is no Batman v Superman trailer or Suicide Squad trailers.
Well, I mean, there's nothing left to show in Batman Superman, and we just got Suicide Squad trailer, so that makes sense. So that's not a big surprise.
Yeah, so the point of the Batman Superman is they are part of the promotions, since they, I think, sponsored Doritos Crash the Super Bowl contest. But they're not giving us a new trailer because I think they're on the retreat from what the reaction was of the last trailer. They said that they're going to kind of, if we do get a third trailer or like a longer form TV spot, I guess, it will be more in the less spoiler territory. So they've kind of learned from that. So WBDC, don't get too excited. Don't tune in for those. Fox has an interesting thing here. Deadpool is pretty much all confirmed for this. I don't know if it's a trailer or if it's going to be a special Super Bowl slot, simply because they like to make new stuff up for him all the time.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of cool if they do something clever that plays with the idea of football.
But Ryan Reynolds will be there in a food truck handing out chimichangas as Deadpool at the Super Bowl.
That is awesome. I love Ryan Reynolds so much. Oh, man. Ryan Reynolds, you're the man. You are more than welcome on the podcast any day of the week. I don't know if you necessarily live in Los Angeles, but you can always roll up to this cardboard table in my one-bedroom apartment, and we can jam on the mic, and just you're welcome on the podcast anytime, Ryan.
Yes, and also afterwards, Fox has turned in a local bar into the bar from the TV or from the movie with the Ryan Reynolds will be there, and then his buddy TJ Miller, I forget his name in the show, Weasel, will be there in character to answer all the questions at the press junket at a bar they've turned into the bar from the movie.
Yes.
So pretty excited for that. The next two are kind of in the air. I think X-Men Apocalypse is iffy. However, we do need a new trailer.
Oh, so bad. So bad.
We need a new trailer. This is one of the biggest X-Men films in years. Like, I don't think there's been one this big since maybe X3. I can think of, because First Class and Days of Future Past kind of low, like on the radar.
They had to bring us back into the franchise.
Yeah, so X-Men Apocalypse, huge. This is a great opportunity to show it and tie into that. Hopefully they don't do any car commercials with the mutants, because then I'll just be mad. But Independence Day Resurgence, I think, is confirmed to have a Super Bowl slot.
I mean, that's fine. That is the audience that they're going for with Independence Day, is anyone who's tuning in the Super Bowl. So that makes sense. That'll be fun.
There's nothing more American than a Super Bowl and an Independence Day. So I think if you're right, if you're gonna do it now. Don't hold back.
Yeah, but it looks like for Universal, we might be 50-50 with something I care about and something I don't.
Yes. So the first option is Universal has a spot. What they're gonna show, we don't know. First could be either The Huntsman, The Winter's War movie, which comes out really soon this year.
Don't care.
Or watch it blow your mind. Like that'd be funny. Or the first Bourne 5 trailer.
Ooh, that would be cool.
We know that they're almost. I think they've done filming it. Even it debuts August, I believe, in that range. Why have we not seen anything yet? Why do we not have a title? Is why I'm kind of on the fence here. Like they're gonna have to get a title very soon. But what a great way to be the kickoff. The fifth Bourne movie with Matt Damon returning, and by giving us our first title, our first look, and launch their whole campaign, like a website and whatnot. So that would be great. I think that's awesome. Paramount is bringing your favorite movie, TMNT, Out of the Shadows.
Yeah,
right for you.
Yeah, I think this is kind of falls along the lines of Independence Day Resurgent, where this is a good audience. I'm looking forward to the Turtles. I'd like a new trailer. That'd be fun. This movie just looks fun, so just give me more fun. I don't need to be weighed down with any sort of emotional weight of what's on the Turtles' backs. Just give me some more fun hip-hop-y music, and then shooting manhole covers out of a bus. That's all I want, or a dump truck, whatever.
Do you want to see Krang?
Yeah. Oh, shit, I want to see some Krang. I want to see Krang, Bebop, Rocksteady. This is one of the movies where I wouldn't care if they showed me everything in the trailer. Just give me it all. I want to go see it.
Great. What Paramount doesn't have, they don't have a Star Trek Beyond trailer lined up, so we'll have to see if they show up. I don't know if it will, but again, both TMNT and Star Trek Beyond both use Beastie Boys, I believe, on their last trailers, so maybe they're getting a deal on those. Lastly, Disney Marvel might bring Captain America Civil War to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They did not bring Age of Ultron. But I don't even know if they brought the Winter Soldier trailer 2 years ago. But before that, I will always remember the first Avengers trailer, watching it on the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And Iron Man 3 with the extended look where Robert Downey Jr. just stared at the camera for like 5 minutes. And I think it was great. So, I really want to see this.
I think we need another Civil War trailer soon. I mean, we both said that we enjoyed the first trailer, but when I think back to the first trailer, it doesn't get me super stoked. Doesn't get me super hyped. There's cool things in the trailer that I really appreciated, and I can't wait to see them on the big screen. But I don't kind of walk away from it going, "Oh my God, my mind is exploding." I mean, I just want a little bit more. I know they're gonna kick up the next level with the next trailer, so I'm looking forward to that, and then cruising into the movie, because I'll probably stop watching the trailers after that. But I think Captain America Civil War is due for another trailer. It's kind of getting overshadowed by everything else out there. I mean, if that's Warner Brothers' plan with releasing all this Batman, Superman stuff, they're just like, we don't care if it hurts our movie as long as it overshadows Civil War. Maybe that's what they're trying to do, but... Yeah, well, I'm ready for another Civil War.
The best part is Civil War has 6 weeks to rebuild itself after Batman v Superman. But you're right. The first Civil War trailer is awesome, but it's an emotional trailer.
Yeah, it's emotional.
the punches are in your guts rather than like actual like bruising and fighting.
Yeah, that was a good trailer for when the time it came out, just before Star Wars. But I want the summer blockbuster trailer, and then I'll have a good idea of what I'm going into.
If you want people to get excited for Civil War and talk about Civil War more than anything else, you give us your some clips out of your biggest action sequence. You show us Spider-Man, and you give us one other thing I can't talk about right now. So I apologize, because that might be a spoiler for Mike, because he didn't want to hear about it from the toys.
Yeah.
But Civil War would be the best way to round out Marvel for the year, or get us hyped up for this. A brand new trailer. I'm excited. If any of these leak during the week, I'm going to watch them.
Yeah, I mean...
Or should I wait?
I mean... I'm not going to, just because more than likely I'll probably be at somebody's place at the Super Bowl. I won't be in a nice sterile environment, and I don't want a bunch of people like in my way when I'm trying to watch a brand new trailer, because I would be the asshole that tells everybody to shut up. Here's a new trailer. I don't care what you're doing. Put your drink down. Stop chewing your chips. Give me 2 minutes here, and then go back to your fun. So if they're leaking, I'm definitely watching them.
All right. Well, I'm still on the fence. I have a party of 3 for mine next Sunday, so I may have a more, like you said, sterile environment.
Yeah, you'll have more control.
Yes. Are you going to hang out with Quentin for that?
I don't know.
I think he could be loud. Quentin, I'm looking at you. I'm thinking of you right now.
We'll have to see. I'll let you know what happens.
Yes. So that's our news for the week. If you guys know of anything during the Super Bowl you want to see or are excited for, let us know. I'm excited to hear. The Super Bowl is different for everybody. Some people like to watch the game. Some people like the food. Some people like the trailers and the commercials. I'm the trailer commercial food variety. I don't care much about sports ball. But whatever you want, just let us know. That's what I'm excited for. If they want to tweet their excitement at you during the game or when a new trailer leaks, Mike, where can they get a hold of you at?
Well, they most definitely should follow me, because I'm probably going to be making my awesome buffalo chicken dip, which is really good, and I love it, and I'm going to make it, and I love it so much. It just gives me an excuse to eat.
Nobody makes buffalo chicken dip, Mike. You're the only one.
It's delicious. I don't care. But you can follow me at Mike Royer Design on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, you can read my webcomics at pickledcomics.com. Chris, if people want the spoilers, if they want to get the goods from you, and if they want to know what you're doing during the Super Bowl, man, if you get those trailers before anybody else, where can they follow you?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Valdan, VALDAN, or on Comic UI. I will post the trailers as they become available. You can definitely watch them there. My Super Bowl plans currently involve watching it with 2 lovely ladies. Wink, wink, hint, hint. So they probably won't care about the sports either. That's great. But I will want to know what you guys are eating for the Super Bowl, because I want to make something, but I don't know what to make.
Gotcha.
I'm a chili cheese dip kind of person. I love Velveeta. I'm not much on the buffalo chicken dip stuff. This is not for me. So more power to you.
I gotcha.
But I'm up to trying anything to make once, so I'm pretty stoked on that. So let me know. Tweet at me. But if they want to listen to the show or share the show, Mike, where can they do that at?
All right. As always, listen to me as I go into my spiel, everybody. You can visit us at superheroslate.com. That's the best place to get all the resources of where you can contact us. We're on iTunes. We're going to be on Google Play Music soon. I've been saying that for weeks, but once we get that confirmation email, we'll let you know. We're on,
waiting on Google.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. We got awesome videos up there. Great place to watch. We're finally legitimized. We got a thumbs down on one of our videos. That means we got a hater. That means we're official. Thanks out there for all the haters. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Stitcher, Tumblr. Get us directly to your inbox with email. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Those are probably one of the best places to follow us for social media. And if you're a fan of the show, cruise on over to iTunes. I know it's not easy and intuitive to find, but please leave us a review over on iTunes for the show. That's super helpful. Super grateful if you love the show. If you're a super fan of the show, feel free to share it. We got a couple super fans out there, and I love it every time you guys share the show. It's super nice. But that's all I got for me, man. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's been a busy week, and I'm really just looking forward to the next one, to be honest, because Super Bowl really gives us a lot of stuff that we haven't had in a while.
Yeah, we had a post Super Bowl episode last year, and it was basically all trailers.
Yeah, it was really exciting. Really looking forward to that. And Other than that, I mean, that's it. I think maybe I'm going to think about just recording you say those things at the end once and just edit them at the end of every podcast, so we don't have to do that every time. But I don't know. It could be fun.
That's it. Let's just record individual words and syllables, and you can stitch it together like John Madden, like a John Madden Sega Genesis game.
I like the beginning of Tosh.0 where they edit the thing in with different people.
There you go.
They did it with Obama, so I thought it was funny. But yeah, I'm gonna go play some Lego Marvel, so I'll catch you guys later.
All right, everybody. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.